Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Raids Week 21, Day 1. And of course this is the beginning of the Khaziel week. For raids, that means we're going to have a lot of dwarf options. Almost the entirety of the kingdom is dwarves, which isn't really too bad of a thing, just because this week we do have 10% to all Khaziel, as well as 10% to all dwarves, so 20% to almost the entirety of the kingdom, which we have as an option. The restriction is going to be almost exactly the same for this Thursday, too, for the class event, because it is for Rune Priest, and Rune Priest is the same restriction, just with the addition of Dwarf but that only restricts like a few of the troops, so it doesn't really take away too many of the options, since almost all of them are Dwarfs to begin with. Anyways, other than that, I mentioned at the beginning of the other video, but just as kind of a reminder, just so you guys aren't like wondering where I am, this Friday, or actually this Saturday, I should say. Well, actually, yeah, this Friday. The Friday night stream will be canceled with every other stream up until that following Friday night stream, basically. So, basically, Friday morning stream and Friday afternoon stream, if I end up doing another small little one, will be the last two streams for about a week, and then they start back around Friday night the following week. So, through that entire week, I will not be able to do streams, as I am going to be on a trip. I'll have stuff pre-recorded, and the video should be going out around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if I happen to have a second one pre-recorded on some days, I'll figure out some other time for it. But there'll be at least be one coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all the days. So that'll be the content for then, but I won't be streaming on any of those days. And also, I'm going in for the operation tomorrow. It's something pretty minor, though. But hopefully that goes well. Anyways, let's go and get Gems of War related stuff done. So let's start with raids, as it is the raid week after all. Weapon is pretty underwhelming, however, again, if you want it for completionist purposes, might want to get it. Of course, you could always still get it in Soulforge. Oh yeah, duh! That's the other main thing that happened. I mentioned in the other video, but of course I haven't mentioned it yet here. They did finally do the Soulforge rework, so as you notice, there's not a bunch of purple weapons cluttering this area anymore. However, we can now see some of the old event weapons. This will start cycling based on whatever kingdom it currently is of the given week. Obviously, right now, it is Khaziel, so the Khaziel weapon is here. This is one of the old event weapons. They did end up making it seemingly 50% more expensive than the base value one. They said it was going to be around 20-25%. Apparently, they lied. Or maybe just misspoke or something. But yeah, that's definitely 50% increase compared to what they were originally going to be. But because this is what they would normally cost. And this is what they cost if you buy them after the fact. But you can still now start getting them after the fact now. So that's going to be pretty cool with these things. So, yeah, all these old event weapons will be reobtainable. They do unfortunately cost diamonds. It's the only hard resources of these. All four of these other resources should be ridiculously easy. These two you can get off of gnomes. This is just souls. You can get that within like an hour or less. And there's just some celestials, and both of those you get basically everywhere. These two you can get off of gnomes and dailies. And the diamonds is the only hard part because that just slowly accumulates over time. Whereas all four of these other ones you can theoretically infinitely farm. And the reason why I say these jewels are infinitely farmable is because they are obtainable through pets, which end up accumulating a lot of them. I think just going through one pet will end up giving you like 50 to 100 of a single one, assuming it's of that color. And of course you can get more and more just by doing more pets if you happen to keep getting them in PvP. Anyways, yeah, you can get all those old ones. Don't bother doing War and Peace, though, because you can get War and Peace for free just by going and doing the quest line. You finish halfway through Donna quest line, and then you do all of Khaziel. And then you'll not only get the Rune Priest, which you'll need for this Thursday, but you'll also get the War and Peace weapon, if you haven't already. Anyways, off the raids. Let's go get that going. How far are we on rewards already? We're getting there. I think we have a few. Might as well claim them right now. Why not? Was that 2 orbs and a vault key? We'll go claim all that, see what we get here. I don't need 1 orb. The portrait's pretty cool, though. And there we go. Oh, that's something else I meant to mention during that video. Oh, no, I need to figure out some other kind of time to mention it then, I guess. But I meant to go and buy this to show it for the video. This, when I recorded it earlier, I forgot about that. I'll figure out some kind of other video to record it for when I go and buy those. Something that's relevant to mention it. Maybe some kind of gem spending video, I'm not sure. Good team tip for beginners, build around boost ratios, things that have high boost ratios based on the board. Like if they say they do 3 times boost ratio for something on the board, or 5 times or higher boost ratio, stuff like that is what you want to normally aim for as a newer player. Boost ratios are ridiculously good in early game because most of them are scaled towards mid game. So having those from a lower level ends up being quite powerful, getting some of the better boost ratio troops. Anyways, raids. Let's start on this already. Fights, get in there. Of course, I'm using what I showed earlier. Mang, I can never get his name. The Mortlatch, Stoutbeard. That's such a weird name. Apothecary and King Highforge is what we're rolling with here. Everything gets to start with half mana. And we basically just rush the Apothecary, get that to fill everything that's relevant, and just kind of go from there. It is about the general game plan. I don't have a good drop, so let's take that for now. Hit our poke, that'll kill him out. Of course, the combo when normally doing raid, just throw Mang or Mang-like similar weapon at the raid boss. You then kill it with the raid troop itself. This thing ends up having a jumble this time around. It jumbles all enemies to different locations. It basically just means it moves them all to different locations. Okay, we do have Dispel currently on Rune Priest. I have that for the exact reason that there are some barrier options because of Dragonian Monk. I believe there's also Divinia this week, if I'm not mistaken. It seems to be a bunch of dragons. But because of that, I do have Dispel on our Rune Priest because that will get rid of those barriers so we don't have to end up dealing with it. The Dispel ends up removing all positive stats effects, and Barrier, of course, is a positive stats effect. Oh, you mean for raids? Well, the easiest way to do raids this week, based on the current raids, would be Mang. This guy, the raid troop they end up getting this week, followed by Double Dwarven Gate. That is probably your best bet, and you would run that with something like Titan Hero class, set to Enrage, and just roll it like that. That is most likely what you would roll with. That or basically this exact same team, just without without King Highforge, because King Highforge you likely don't have. But I think the Double Dwarven Gate would end up working out better. Like set it to a +2 blue, go Double Dwarven Gate. Or actually, you might not even need the +2 blue. I forgot, you have Enchant now. So assume you even buy just one single thing, which you would have if you already bought into him, because I believe you need to buy 2 for him. You would already have the enchant, and that enchant would give you the Double Dwarven Gate regardless. So never mind, you actually don't need to bother putting that. You'd probably just put all your mana into red or brown then. Red so it would leak into the other guy, or brown because you're going to be taking browns to gain barrier, either or. But yeah, Mang, the raid troop, and Double Dwarven Gate, probably the cheapest you can get away with to realistically win. And that's the general strategy you would go with for most of the time. Which is pretty much the same strategy we're going with here too. The only key difference is, of course, we're using the half mana start off of, I keep wanting to call him Highforge. Oh, he is Highforge. King Highforge. I mean, I don't want to call him Highforge. I keep wanting to call him Iron Gut, I keep trying to call him the one mythic troop. Yeah, it's Highforge. Yeah, that's probably the only thing you're missing from this team, most likely. And if you were missing it, Double Dwarven Gate is perfectly fine alternative. Let's not even say hello to everyone. Hello, William. Hello, Marcelo. Hello, Stacy. Hello, Larry. Hello, Bakchan. Hello, Dizen. Hello, DeCrail. Hello, Gustavo. Hello, Zakid. Hello, Leonardo. Let's see. How I've been doing? Pretty good. Hello, Chongi. I've been doing really good. Let's see. Hello, Raven. Hello, Captain. Let's see. Hello, Steve. Hello, Pluskitten. Hello, Jamie, and hello, everyone else. Welcome. Okay, so we're going to get that mana automatically. Do we have a good Apothecary anywheres? I guess. A free turn. Not necessarily the mana we want to get rid of, but it does get things rolling. So we'll take that, take that. I don't believe we have a drop for that. So I'm probably just going to go for Mang at this point and Mang into Highforge. It's not going to rush him down, but he has 0 mana at the moment, so he's not going anywhere yet. Take that for a free turn. Get our poke, kill him out. And if we can get one more poke, that'd be great, so we don't have to deal with that Valraven. Skull would ideally do that. We'll try for it off Sky. Didn't get it. Fortunately, he takes it. Can we do anything with this Apothecary? Probably. Yes, we could do that onto purple and hope we get a Skull randomly somewhere. That is not quite what happened. I guess we could Mang kill it at this point. That might be a little overkill, but it is Valraven after all. We do need to make sure it goes down. Guess that'll work too. And he's dead off of Mang into Highforge. And that will definitely kill. You have a question. What troops are worth crafting in Soulforge this week? None. Literally none. The easiest answer to that is none. I also mentioned that in the previous video. The more complex answer to that is maybe Yasmin's Chosen. But, no, it's basically none. I would not advise buying anything, any troop that's currently in the Soulforge. However, if you want it for completionist purposes, you might want to get the weapon that is currently in Soulforge. However, that one that oh, I forgot its name already, but it's probably pretty relevant, or it's pretty obvious which one it is. It's probably the only one you don't own. But that weapon in Soulforge is probably the one you might want to craft. But other than that, the weapon, I mean the troops are just not worth it this time around. Oh wait, the summer game's done quick start already? I didn't even realize that. How long have they been going for? Did it just start recently? But yeah, I completely forgot about that. Is that actually happening this week? What kind of good games look like they're coming up? Yeah, I need to go watch that. I love watching speedrunning. I've been watching some speedrunning of Cadence of Hyrule too. I've been casually speedrunning it some. I'm like really, really horrible at it though. It's because I still don't have like a full understanding of all the glitches and everything yet. But it's a really fun game. Always like roguelites. Well, it's roguelite, but it still can be played on a roguelike mode. Yeah, I'll definitely need to catch that some. Oh, it started yesterday. Okay. So it's probably still going for another several days then. Well, if I have some time between recording stuff, I'll definitely need to make sure to do so. I have a pretty busy week though. Like every single day I have for like the next several days is going to be so busy. Because, well, today I'm just finishing out today. Tomorrow I have the surgery. And then that's probably going to take up the rest of my day. Because after doing surgery, I'm going to feel pretty meh the rest of the day. If I can, I'll try to get some dungeon stuff recorded. And then we'll just be doing our normal nightly stream. Then on Wednesday, I need to make sure I go pre-record everything and then do the stream a little bit earlier than normal, maybe by like a half an hour. Because I want to make sure I'm done by 9 for sure to catch the first Democratic debate. And then same thing for the following day, to go and pre-record a bunch of stuff for the following week. And then watch the other Democratic debate, which will be a lot more interesting. Because it has people like basically all the major candidates. Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Andrew Yang, and a few others. Why am I forgetting like half their names all of a sudden? Pete Buttigieg and whoever the other 6 were. Kamala Harris. And 4 of the other 5 were pretty irrelevant. And what's her one name? Williamson, I believe, was on that day too. I should forget what the full lineup was. I do want to catch those. They have a busy week. And then after that, Friday will be mainly streaming Bounty Hunter the entire day. As well as, what was the other thing? And maybe streaming some Mario Maker 2, because Mario Maker 2 is actually releasing that day. Game I've been pretty hyped for, because I've never actually played Mario Maker 1. And it always seemed like a pretty nice concept for a game. Because one of the first games I ever played was a Mario platformer, like one of the really first Mario games. I've always really liked them. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, and then after that, my trip. Because I'm leaving Saturday morning for that. Which is why we don't have a Friday night stream, because I'm heading to bed early to make sure I wake up early. Tulsi Gabbard is, I believe, on the previous night. They divided it by 2 nights. I believe there's 10 people both nights. The first night, unfortunately, is quite a small night as far as like who the candidates are. But yeah, it was things like Elizabeth Warren, Tulsi Gabbard, and I believe those were the only 2 I cared about on that night. Forget who the other 8 were, but they were all like most of the smaller candidates. And then the second night is like all the major candidates. They tried randomizing it so that wouldn't happen, but it ended up happening anyways. What do we even take here? We'll go get a Mang down. Throw that out there. And we stick the purple thingy over. The other skull. Kill him on last slot. Kind of go from there. Did we take the skull? Yeah, we could go for that. He doesn't get the revive there, and then we kill him with the raid troop. Hello, Kevin! Hello, Humberto! Let's see. Yep, everything's been going well. Also, thank you, Mercy. And hello, Depredator. Welcome. Would you make a clan on Xbox Gems of War? No, I don't have an Xbox. I don't have an Xbox, and I don't have a PS4. Nor do I plan on getting them, especially since your generation is pretty much over at this point. Because they're already working on next gen at this point. But no, the only console I have is Nintendo Switch. I actually only recently got back into console gaming. Only the last 6 months, because I just got a Switch last November, so 7 months, I guess. But yeah, I only recently got back into console gaming. I've been doing PC only for around like 5 to 6 years prior to that. I recently did get back into console stuff. Okay, let's take a green for now. Grab the other skull. Get the other skull. And yeah, we'll throw that for now. He's probably gonna take the brown. Nope, he's not gonna bait himself. So I guess we have no option then. I guess we just get like another Mang, because at this point it's probably just gonna be the quickest option. And trying to find a skull here. Oh wait, was that actually in play? I might have been able to take that the previous turn. Whoops. Oh well, not that big a deal. Oh, sorry, what was your question earlier? Let me go backtrack. What was your question? I didn't see it. Oh, you need an opinion for a raid boss. Dwarven Gate, Mountain Crusher, new Bounty Hunter Troop, and Apothecary. Why Dwarven Gate first slot? Actually, why Mountain Crusher? No, I don't think you would use that. It doesn't have enough damage. You can't use just the raid troop as your only damage source. It would be way too slow once you start getting even remotely deeper. But no, you should never build your raid team. You can probably get away with that in invasions, but you should never build your raid team around one damage source. It just doesn't work, especially if it doesn't have stealthy, because Zugov could just randomly hit it and then you lose automatically. But no, you should always make sure to have at least 2 damage sources. In this case, our damage sources are Hero with Mang and the raid troop. But you do need 2 for raids. You can get away with 1 in invasions, because the invasion troop itself can solo the entirety of invasions if it's given enough support. However, you cannot do the same in raids, because Zugov will instant kill through barrier and every other thing. So you have to have at least 2 damage sources. And ideally a summoner. While not required to have a summoner, having a summoner will make it so you have more meat shields in case he starts killing your troops. Not required, but it does help as well. For raids. They're really similar game modes, but they do play slightly differently. And that's one of the biggest differences they have. Is you should never run only 1 damage source in raids. You need at least 2. And ideally a summoner, though not required. So 2 damage sources is basically required. Wait, how did we get an extra turn? Did it just do that weird extra turn glitch? Also, I like how I just give him an extra turn. I guess that's what we get for giving... that should have happened regardless. Because we just triggered extra turn glitch somehow. I'm still not sure exactly what triggers that. But there's a small chance that you can gain an extra turn from no reason whatsoever. And it isn't because this did like a destroy on a red or something, because it's at +5, so it doesn't even have that option. Always weird. Still not 100% what actually does that. That it still happens, and I'm pretty sure it's not fixed next patch either. It's very rare though. Yeah, I use Black Manacles for early raids, personally. For all the earlier battles, I just use Black Manacle and basically this exact same team composition, just with Black Manacle instead. Ended up working out pretty well. You don't need that for too long. You only need that for like the first, what, 15 battles or so? Pretty much as soon as you get to the raid boss and maybe a few battles after that point you would you switch over to something else. Okay, we could double skull him, though I think I'm just going to do this in High Forge just in case he feels like getting mana somehow. We're taking that purple, but it's not too big a deal. So all we have to do now is just throw a skull at him. Problem is trying to find a skull. There we go. And he's dead. Now, that's the only problem with using this hero class. I forgot. We don't have Enrage. We do have Dispel to get rid of barrier and stuff. And Enchant and other similar things. However, I do not have Enrage. So we cannot hit through like his 25% score reduction or his 40% score reduction and stuff like that, unfortunately. So gotta be careful around that. Okay, all that we can kind of keep there. Just move that down, make sure there's no extra turns left. Grab a Mang onto his last slot and then just poke it with the thing right over there. Actually, let me take that one over. I'll take the greens. Grab the poke again. That shuffle's doing almost nothing, it feels like. If anything, it's almost being annoying because it makes uncertainty as to where they're actually going to be located. It's almost not even a positive stats effect. Okay, I'm going to take that. And then we just kill it with either of them. Doesn't even matter which. Either or will kill. And there we go. Should you replace Mountain Crusher with? You can replace it with Mang. And just go Mang, Ray Troop, Apothecary, Dwarven Gate. And you can just run it that way. And that would end up working. And it doesn't matter that Dwarven Gate is completely blocked, because you're going to have enchant on it. So after 5 turns, you get full mana on it regardless. But basically, the exact team are running now, either with double Dwarven Gate back slots or Apothecary Dwarven Gate. Yeah, anything centered around Mang plus Ray Troop would be fine. Whatever you do for the other 2 troops is basically however you want to actually play out the battles. But as long as you have those core 2 things, you should be fine this event. Yeah, Lady Ironbeard's pretty decent with Mang. It wouldn't work that well once you start getting later, though. But for the lower level ones, it would be fine. Up to about, like, level 200, it'd probably be fine. Beyond that point, they'd probably have too many stats for it to really be viable. But, yeah, at this level range right now, we could just Mang into one-shot Lady Ironbeard for a good majority of these battles. Especially on these lower troops. But it does start to not one-shot, and once it starts not one-shotting, it's probably not worth using anymore. Think about not one-shotting. I might need to change this to Titan. It will slightly reduce down our team bonus, as well as slightly reduce down our amount of damage that Highforge does. However, it would overall probably be better, because that Enrage would hit through everything. The only exception might be if he has Dragonian Monk, he's going to gain a lot of barrier off of that. I don't know, there hasn't been too many Dragonian Monks. He is appearing, though, unfortunately. Which is the whole reason why we kind of need Dispel. But there's a lot more instances where we need Enrage than Dispel. Maybe I'll switch it out. It'll be annoying to have to constantly keep switching between the 2, though. And he's dead. So we hit the next reward? No, never mind. We're definitely not going to be able to solo that unless we have a bunch of other people in the guild also contributing towards the goal. Yeah, you have to be careful with AI Zugoff. It likes to just completely destroy you out of nowhere. And this one does have stun and burn. However, the stun aspect is actually pretty irrelevant, because almost this entire kingdom is dwarf, and almost every dwarf has the fortitude trait, and fortitude trait has immune to stun on it. So the only thing this really does this week is burn. So actually, out of every single Zugoff we've had on any given week, this has probably been one of the weaker ones, simply because he can't even use half his mechanic. Okay, let's just kill that out. We don't have to deal with it. Oh, that Valraven's annoying. Luckily, that Shuffle actually helped us for once. He's in kill range now. Now we just need to go and poke him with a skull. Perfect. Also, if we lose Valraven, it's not going to be that big a deal. We can still get all rewards with, even while losing Valravens. Not until next patch are we getting the way to infinitely use spare sigils. And until then, yeah, it's fine if we waste a few. Because we're going to have way more than enough. Played out the event. Okay, I need Mang into, I guess, that ability at this point. Unless we can randomly pull out a skull somewhere. Nope, not quite. So we'll go for that. And he's dead off of that skull, it looks like. You just started playing on Switch? Nice. I should probably cover the Switch event. The current Switch event that's on right now is actually the only Monday event I have ever not covered. Because that was during the hurricane that ended up hitting around my area at the time. So I wasn't around much that week. But I never ended up covering a video for it. So I should probably go cover a video for it, because it's literally the only event ever where we have not covered a video for it. So I should probably go do that in the next day or two. Definitely won't be able to get that done tonight, though. But it definitely needs to happen. It is quite literally the only event we have never covered a video for since we've started covering them on a weekly basis. Let's see. Brown down. Grab the green over. Yeah, the purple over. Take the brown. All the extra turns, pretty much. Take the skull. Hopefully we'll find another one, otherwise Mang into Highforge to kill. Oh, if you'll click, there we go. And he's dead. Yeah, there's a couple different troops that have the rune in their name. There's two main ones. The one that just came out and the runesmith one that came out, the red-purple one from the previous event a while back. Unless you mean Rune Priest hero class, but yeah. We're also getting the class event for Rune Priest this Thursday. So if any of you haven't gotten it leveled up, that would be a good time to do so. You don't really need it for this weekend, for this event week. If you have max Titan, that'd also be sufficient for both events. But there are some instances where Rune Priest is better. It's very, very small. And one of them does happen to be right now, though, for both of these events. It is slightly better to use maxed out Rune Priest if you happen to have it. Definitely not required at all, though. One of the few instances it gets used for. It just happens to work pretty well with dwarves, since it is a dwarf and it has a lot of synergy with them because of all the extra bonuses. And it plays very similarly like Titan. The only big issue it has is it doesn't have half mana start unless you have Highforge on your team. And the other big difference is it has Dispel instead of an Enrage or an Explode, which is sometimes good. It's very, very rare. You would only really need it against barrier spam and enchant spam for the most part. And there are some Draconian monks around here. And also even on this Thursday, you can kind of use it for that too. Since there's stuff that has enchant and stuff that has barrier when you're going through class battles. It literally just moved him right back where he was. It moved his location, but he was still in first slot even though it moved his location. That is really weird. Like, it shuffled him, but it didn't ultimately change his location. Theoretically, his location changed, but his effective location didn't, since it wouldn't really matter much if he was still in first slot. There we go, Draconian Monk. Put the hero class to work then. Let's go grab the brown for now. That will then allow us to mang and go from there. Let's move whatever. Everything else will kind of just keep right there. Go for that, get a hit onto last slots, and should mostly be good from there. Those two just switch locations, that's fine. Actually, that's really good, actually, because he's now blocked on yellow. Just to play it safe, I'm actually going to deny his yellow, too. Just in case he feels like trying to get that Valraven up. Make it so he can't, he'll be able to do even less with it. But, yeah, I guess I'll overkill it real quick, just to make sure it goes down. Really important that it does. Get the skull before it barriers. Luckily, he does not get a 5 times yellow there. And 1 skull will kill. Problem now is to find a skull. There we go. Random sky skull for the win. Hello, Corn. Welcome. Glad you can make it. I keep looking at the reward. It's almost barely going to be moving at all. We're the only one grinding at it. What was I looking for? Oh no, what was I looking for? I don't think I was looking for anything. You pull 2 stone hammers and 100 event keys. You're great at getting mythics you'll never use. Oh wait, oh, I guess he was looking for something else. That's what you were referring to. I thought you were asking that to me for a second, but never mind. You were mentioning that to Chad. I think you might have been looking for Highforge then, because that's the only other thing that's really in the drop table that you would need that's high rarity. You'd want 1 copy of the mythic so you can 10 star to kingdom. It also allows you to 11, 12, and 13 star. Currently, you can go to 12 star as of today. However, it'll be able to go to 13 star starting this Friday. So you can get quite a few stars. I believe it was at 9. It can already get to 13 starting this Friday and up to 12 now. So it got quite a bit of an increase out of nowhere just through this event. Other than that, you might want to get King Highforge. While he's not used too often, he is occasionally used in Red and Brown Guild War. But the most noteworthy instance is he's going to be good for both the events this week. For both raids and the Thursday class event, he's very useful to have. Definitely not required for either, but he's a good utility troop to have for that. And any dwarf team always runs him, because of course he's half mana start to all dwarves. Obviously, if you're bothering to run dwarves, you would have him. Pretty much required if you're running a dwarf team. Oh, why did I not take this reds? I could have already won. Could take an N and Highforge on the following turn. Oh, luckily we just have a skull, so he still dies. I keep forgetting, we can use Highforge for stun. That is an option we have. We want, instead of going down the enrage route, we can still do that. Also, another thing I keep forgetting, we still have stun on Skull. If they hit us with a skull, even on barrier, we still get to stun them. Are VIP keys worth it? No. They've been not worth it for about a year now. Ever since they added ingots into the game, they're actually been a lot less valuable, especially since sigil-related things that keep sinking gems every single week, basically. So, yeah, you almost never buy VIP keys these days. I'm not sure if they're going to buff them or what, but in the current state of the game, you're almost better off just never buying keys, or if you do buy keys, only buy 50 bulk of gem keys and not VIP keys, just do the 50 bulks of gem keys. And specifically 50 because you save some gems that way. Oh yeah, Gorgotha is also in the event key drop table right now. However, I would say Gorgotha is quite a bit more irrelevant these days than it was in the past. There's two main reasons for this. One is it doesn't have any kind of mana start currently. And unless they're planning on adding like a 50% Daemon start anytime soon, not really going to be too viable. The other thing really holding it back is Titan with Mountain Crusher is stronger than Gorgotha in the current state of the game. So, very rarely would you ever bring out the Gorgotha. The only specific instance where Gorgotha is still better is if you're up against an extremely heavy skull spam team, because that tends to hit through Titan and other similar things pretty quickly on hero, whereas it wouldn't hit through Gorgotha as quickly. But, I don't know, Gorgotha is very, very minimally used these days. There's just not as much of a need to use them compared to in the past. Still an okay troop, though, but he's a lot worse than he used to be. Not to mention, they nerfed explosions twice, so now he only has a 50% mana gain, rather than what he used to have of 100% and 70%. So it's a lot weaker than it used to be as well. He does have cleanse, though, which is kind of nice. But you can also put that onto your hero if you wanted to, so... move that, move that. Hero just has so much more versatility with it, since you have so many hero classes that you can end up setting. And adapt for any situation. Yeah, I personally haven't used Gorgotha since the 50% mana nerf. The new Gorgotha is using Bronze Lock Pistol with a Cedric Sparkle Sack. While it requires 2 slots, it's better than what Gorgotha was at his peak. So, yeah, there's not much of a point in using Gorgotha these days. Because even if you wanted Gorgotha, you would just use any hero class with Bronze Lock Pistol. Ideally one that has like a burning bonus, like Dragon Guard. You'd still have some score reduction. You would have barrier at start. You would have triple damage to the burning that you can keep applying to Bronze Lock Pistol. And Bronze Lock Pistol, assuming you have a Cedric on your team, after you get a little bit of gold going, it actually gets more value than what Gorgotha will. Because it gets 100% of all value from every gem it destroys. Whereas Gorgotha in the current state of the game only gives 50%. And you can get Bronze Lock Pistol to destroy the entire board, I believe, with 1 Cedric on your team, if you reach max gold. I believe you can. I actually forget if that's possible. I forget how much you actually get out of that, but it's pretty close if it's not all. Essentially the entire board, if not the entire board. Actually, let me double check that. I'm pretty sure it's the entire board. I do forget off the top of my head. Bronze Lock Pistol. Let's see, you'd have 200 gold. What's that? That's 50. Okay, it's not exactly the entire board. You'd be able to destroy 56 gems. That's almost the entire board. I say 56 because as a base value of 5, you get 50 off the gold once you have it at max, and you get 1 off the trait perk thingy that it has. I believe it's only 1. Was it 1 or 3? I believe it was only 1. Yeah, destroy a random gem. Yeah, it does 56 destroys, and the board is 64. So yeah, you're basically getting the entire board, and it gives a 1-to-1 full value. For every single gem it destroys, it gets 100% of the value from it instead of 50%. So it's basically the new Gorgotha, just running Bronze Lock Pistol. It's a lower mana cost. It's way more effective. It has damage attached to it. It has burn attached to it that you can put on hero classes that have triple damage. And you can, of course, use it with any hero class you want. So ideally the burning ones that do triple to burning. So mainly Warlord or Dragon Guard or something like that. And Dragon Guard would be the closest thing to a equivalent to Gorgotha. 40% obviously isn't the same as 75%, but at least it gets barrier at the start of battle. Kind of makes up for the fact that it doesn't have as much skull reduction. And of course it has way more generation and damage than a Gorgotha. It does require a whole nother troop as well, but in most situations it would be just better to run it that way rather than Gorgotha. With how the game currently is. Queen Mab actually used to be really annoying, and actually used to be a skippable condition. The most overpowered state she was ever in was back when Mana Burn did not have an immunity. She at one point was the strongest troop in the entire game, around the time when she was first released. However, that is obviously not the case anymore, not even remotely close. She's actually extremely underwhelming in the current state of the game. I hope they add a really good freeze option into the game. Like a mythic that freezes all enemies that start a battle, plus has freeze on ability or something like that. Like, I was kind of expecting Skady to kind of be something along those lines, but they didn't really make her that good of a freezing option at all. I hope if they ever make like another Glacial Peaks mythic or something like that, they'll make it freeze all enemies that start a battle. The mechanic that we really need. And one of the few instances that would make freeze really good. Also, even though things have Indestructible, Indestructible does not have immune to, what's it called? We literally just did it. To Dispel. It's one of the few things that Indestructible does not have immune to. You are allowed to get rid of any of their positive stats effects with a Dispel. So if they have Barrier, Enchant, or anything like that. The most noteworthy instance where that's relevant is Towers for invasions. Because Towers tend to get a lot of Enchants and a lot of Barriers. So you can use, even though they have Indestructible, you can still end up using... you can still end up using Dispel to get rid of it. Yeah, Queen Mab does need a buff. Like, if you compare it to Queen Titania, which are basically supposed to be opposites, Queen Titania is like 2 to 3 times better than it these days in the current state of the game. The only thing Queen Mab has going for her these days is she's the best freezer in the game at this current moment in time. However, they could easily fix that if they were to adjust some troops. But as it currently stands, she's the best freezer in the game. But that's about the only thing she has going for her. And anything that has, like, Impervious, she's just useless to. Since it has both immune to her damage and immune to her freeze. Meaning that she quite literally does nothing to it. Which means she's also really bad against Bless. Because Bless gives immunity to absolutely everything that Queen Mab does. The only thing you'd be able to do, of course, is the extra turn, which isn't relevant. Waste 15 mana just to get an extra turn that you didn't even need to do. Is completely pointless. You're basically spending 15 mana to do literally nothing. Yes, you can replace Highforge and Apothecary with double Dwarven Gate, or simply just replace the Highforge with one Dwarven Gate. Either or will work. And it's fine that the Dwarven Gate is completely blocked, because you'd be able to get the enchant to give it mana. Because after 5 turns, you'd automatically have full mana on it due to the enchant, so you wouldn't need to worry about it. Okay, what can we do here? Let's go get an Apothecary onto, I guess, all the blue. Get all that converted. Take the brown right over there. We get into the red scroll down. Actually, I'll take the red with it. Just gets a little bit more mana going. In case we need it. Raid boss this week is bad. Dragonian Monk, his barrier. Yeah, Dragonian Monk's barrier is probably going to be really annoying this week. That's why I'm currently using Rune Priest. At level 70, it does get the ability to remove barrier every extra turn we do. Which I could show if we actually had an option to do so here. Of course, we don't when we need it. There we go. As you can see, we remove his barrier off the extra turn. But, yeah, that's the easiest way to deal with it. If you happen to have Rune Priest at level 70. And if you don't currently have it at level 70, you can grind it out. You still have all week to go do the event, of course. And this Thursday is the class event for Rune Priest. And while it is pretty bad value to buy EXP, if you desperately needed it for the event, it would be helpful. One of the only few instances we bother bringing out Rune Priest, that and occasionally for Guild Wars. Particularly the defense side. I'll take that one over. Grab the reds. Take the other brand down. Grab that just so we get all of our attack value. We have to pass up the skull for it, but it's perfectly fine. What else can we get? Do we poke it again? I guess so, because we can Highforge kill. Oh, never mind, that was already enough damage. Oops, I forgot to take the yellow though. Whoops. Not too big a deal though. Hello, Bruno. Welcome. Let's see. Hello, Leonardo. Don't know if you saw the question, but basically, you're stuck with a lot of PvP teams that use Orb Weaver, Life and Death, Graveseer, Arachnean Weaver, and King Avrillon. How to counter it? Skull spam. Particularly Doom Skull spam. If you happen to have like the Glaceon plus what's it called? Glaceon plus Bloodhammer. The other alternative, if you happen to have those big two mythics, is running Infernus plus Obsidius against it. You could also possibly try running a cheaper stun if you want, like that one Arcane Golem thingy from Hall of Guardians, that thing that can stun an entire enemy team with a single cast. But basically, you want to try stunning it and then killing it, and doing something like a Essence of Evil, Infernus. Let's see, Essence of Evil, Infernus, Obsidius, and then Mirage Queen, and you could end up rolling something like that. You get an extra turn, you throw Essence of Evil on the Orb Weaver because no longer would it have Stealthy after you get the extra turn stun, and then you just go about killing its team normally with Infernus plus Obsidius damage. And if you have alignment on it, cast Mirage Queen for the Skull spam. Unfortunately, Vern Priest's weapon is pretty underwhelming. The hammer that it gets. I don't know. I believe it does get a boost ratio off of dwarfs, but it's not that much damage. Towards the lower level range, it'd probably be fine. Once you start getting deeper, like even this deep, it'd probably start failing a little bit. Because it would only hit around, what, the 60s, 70s, 80s? Like 80s at best. And that's relatively low for this game mode. You'd be hitting around 80. Well, at least once you start getting deeper. It would be fine for initially, though, for sure. Why is none of this good? I guess we'll just take a yellow or something. There we go. Okay, I'll get rid of all these purples. Get rid of every extra turn. Should probably take that skull in some way. Yeah, let's take it directly. Grab that. Get another Mang down. I don't think we're going to be able to reach him into kill range, but we'll try. Move that over. I actually want to try stunning him, if we can, before we kill him out. And the main reason for that is it'll make sure he doesn't revive. So now he can't revive. Hopefully we'll get a random skull here. Oh, never mind. I could have already taken it. Whoops. Let's see. We have no way to drop for a skull, so let's do that. Oh, yeah, I just gave him the skull by giving them the red. No. No, we can even get the counter. There we go. Hello, Iron Malt. Welcome. No problem, Leonardo. And if anyone else has any other questions, let me know. I'll make sure to go over it all. Yeah, Bloodhammer. Glaceon plus Bloodhammer. They're both from the Drak Zoom Kingdom all the way in the top right. Of course, they're just random drops these days if you want to just get them in Glory or Gem Keys, though. Completely random if you do get them. They occasionally pop up in Soulforge, too. But, yeah, they're a pretty noteworthy combination. Glaceon plus Bloodhammer has one of the highest amount of skull damages in the game for any combo. What's particularly irrelevant about that combo is it does it through Doom Skull damage, which has a lot higher burst than what normal Skull Spam would. Because not only are you still getting a bunch of clumps of gems, you're also getting them with +5 on each, which not only ends up clearing the entire board and mana generating a lot, but it keeps stacking +5 additional damage, which is really good for killing out Orb Weaver all at once. Of course, you still have to keep dealing with its summon that it keeps doing in front of it. But you can normally just kill it out with so much burst. If you get a skull spam like that on it, that just dies out. You don't need to worry about it. Any date for the update? No official date has been given. Hopefully it won't be released while I'm on my trip, though. It's almost guaranteed going to be released next week on my trip. I just have a feeling it's going to be like next Tuesday or something. Not this week's Tuesday, but probably next week's Tuesday or something. There's a chance it will happen today, though. Or not today. I mean, actually, now that I say that, there actually is a chance it might happen today. Salty could literally announce it on our stream. But there is a chance it happens this week, I should say. But I feel like it's next Tuesday if I had to guess the time. Though theoretically can be any time between literally right now until July 12th. We know for sure it'll be prior to July 12th. But it could be any day from now to July 12th. We have no official date on what time it'll be, though. but sometime between now and July 12th. Likely in the next week or so. Most likely in the next 1 to 8 days. I'll go take that onto his last slot there. If it does happen during the trip, I won't be able to go over too many of it initially. I'll be busy most of those days, and all the stuff I'll be uploading would be already pre-recorded stuff. I'll try to cover as much as I can if it does come out next week. However, if it comes out in the next day or two, I'd easily be able to cover it extensively before I go on my trip. Maybe even pre-record some stuff to just have related to it during the other time frame, the other 7 days. I'll take that, kill that out. Yeah, I really hope it comes out this week. It would definitely work really well with my schedule if they do. But we have no way of knowing. What did I take? Let's grab blue there. It's not going to give him a skull, so it's fine. What else do we have to move? Any extra turns there? Doesn't look like it. We'll store a blank high forge. Doesn't really do much, but much we can do with this board. So we'll do it on green. Not really going to move it anywhere that we need it. Actually, I shouldn't say that. It gave us a skull. Well, never mind. Well, it did. Oh, I can go grab that for a skull instead. Is he not going to go for it? Oh, no. He still went for it. Just at a different location. Well, we'll go get that. That should hopefully give us a skull somewhere. And it does, and he's dead. He's stunned as well. Even if he wasn't, that should have been enough damage. I keep forgetting. We have Razor armor, too. This hero class does do 20% additional damage based on his armor. Which is something I keep forgetting. Not that much damage, but hey, that's like, what? Like 15 extra damage or so? Somewhere around there. They're pretty hefty. Actually, it's more like 17. But, actually, what is 20% of 88? Math, go. Bet you forget what it is off the top of my head. It's like 17, right? I'm pretty sure I was right the first time when it said 17. Times 0.2. Yeah, 17.6 and it rounds down. I was right the first time when it said 17. But, yeah, it's 17 extra damage, assuming we don't take any damage. We'll throw it at him. Grab a skull, or not. We'll take that. Hopefully we'll still have an extra turn after he uses his ability. Because we'll need it to counter his ability. There, we just hit him with a skull before he even gets to do so. Now, that'd be the most viable option. Do we have a good extra turn for it, though? Do we have any extra turn? Yes, we have it on purple. It's not exactly what I want to get rid of. As long as we get a skull out of it, should be fine. No skull. That's annoying. Yeah, I guess we just poke him. That's not the location I want you to fall in. I'm just gonna have to waste a Mang on it, looks like. Which is a gigantic waste, but at least we got an extra turn there to get rid of the barrier, if nothing else. Would have been even more annoying if we didn't have that. At this point, we just have to kind of wait on 2 skulls. That'll be the easiest way to do this. He's gonna get his thing again. We have Apothecary, though. The second he does that, he loses barrier. He'll gain a bunch of barrier. Oh, he just ruined it, but we got another location, so it's fine. We'll get rid of his barrier. Never mind, he didn't even get any barriers. He didn't even bother aiming at yellow. Go figure. But oh well, we'll do that. Still waiting on that skull. We'll throw a high forge. There we go. And 1 more skull kills. So don't want to take that brown. Yep, and there we go. And that's why we didn't want to take it. Hello, Woboo. You would like to know if it happened to a faster team for Sunbird farming right now? You're running Sunbird, Rowan, 2 times Firebomb. That's about the quickest that you would get from an early game perspective or mid game perspective. You generally do want to use your hero in it just so you gain some free hero XP. So you might want to replace the second Sunbird with your hero using literally anything. What I personally do on my Nintendo Switch account to do that is I run Mountain Crusher, Sunbird, Rowan, Firebomb. It still does the exact same kind of premise, except you get to gain hero XP while doing so, which is pretty important because you're going to need a lot of hero XP throughout this game, and being able to farm it passively while doing quick kills is generally the way you want to go. So I would advise having that onto your team. Okay, what can we do here? Take the blue for now. Grab a poke onto that last slot there. Yep, no problem, Woo-Boo. That, with that. Can we do anything with this high forge? Actually, yeah, we can just move that one over. We'll grab a hit right over there. Grab apothecary onto all this mess. Grab skull right over there. What else we need? Go grab that, grab that. I'll take the yellow that we need, and then we can mang into high forge. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try for double sky skull. I know that's very unlikely, but hey, worth a shot. Do we have alignment here anywhere? Yes, kind of. Go for that one. And he's dead. And we had a follow-up skull even if he wasn't. 7 battles left. Hey, we did end up hitting Portal 7. Actually, let's hand out a code for that. Go do code now. Code time. Also, we're running low on codes. I think I have exactly enough to last this until I leave on my trip, which is kind of funny. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 codes left. Not counting the one I'm doing right now. But after this one, we have 5 left. Which means 1 per day and 2 on Friday. Or 1 per day if for whatever reason one of these don't work. Because 2 of them weren't working earlier for whatever reason. But I think the rest of them are working. But there you guys go. There is the redeem code. Use it on gemsofwar.com. Use the game code section. Your invite code is found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says there is what you put in. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just click wrong way. I keep forgetting it's inverted camera. But right over there. You guys know where it is. Right there. Same thing as always. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters that are pasted right over there into chat, and give same reward as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And I don't think I had any task related to that, so I do have to go do some more PvP battles. Apparently, I think it's only 3 glory keys, but hey, still want to get it in. Gonna be weird once the daily task and event objectives get replaced with something else. However, this week's event objective is really annoying. We have to do treasure hunt, which I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna bother doing. But it's actually maybe a good thing that we got treasure hunt this week, because I won't feel obligated to have to do it because it's treasure hunt. It does only take an hour and a half though, so I don't know, maybe I'll do it. It is some decent loot there, because on top of the gems you'd already be getting, you get additional 90 gems and 8 gem keys and 8 glory keys. But yeah, 90 gems and 8 gem keys are pretty nice. Actually, if you take the value of all of that through its gem value, what is that? 8. What does 8 come out to? That comes out to 72 gems. 72 into that's about 9. Actually, you might as well just call it 8. So that's 80 then. You put that 80 into the other 90. That's 170. So that's 170 gems worth of resources basically. And obviously you don't count the Emperina for anything. It's about 170 gems worth of savings. 90 which are in physical gems. Anyways, what was the other thing I was doing? Finishing out raids, or at least doing a few more battles into it. We might be able to get all of them done, but they are starting to get a little bit slower. Did I miss the raid team? No. I also covered it on the previous video, but the main 2 that you would run is Mang, the troop, the raid troop that came out this week, Apothecary, High King Iron Gut. I mean, I keep saying that. King High Forge, I mean, not High King Iron Gut, King High Forge. And the other alternative is replace this with Dwarven Gate, or replace both the last 2 with Dwarven Gate, either or. It depends which way you want to play it. Oh, why did I do that first? I should have done his last thought. Actually, you know what? That's actually good that we did that, because that allowed us to hit him there and killed him in 1 shot. But never mind, that actually worked out in the end. Oh, except for now, because if we did it the other way, we'd be able to 1-shot him here, but oh well. I won't be able to go for that. We'll take that one. Oh, I forgot to take the brown too. That's not as big a deal though. But we'll go for that, take the hit there, throw High Forge to kill. Do the other one. That keeps moving in the first slot. That's so annoying. Stop moving the thing to first. Actually, don't want him in first, because then it makes it so we can't kill it with High Forge. Okay, can we do anything out of this? Probably. If we can get some skulls fall here. Oh, or we could fall over here. That works too. We'll take that, and then 1 more skull for the kill. Let's go Mang into anything. And that isn't anything. Which banner should you pick for Mountain Crusher Sunbird? If you're doing Mountain Crusher Sunbird Rowan, you'd still run the same ones. Most likely +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow. And just go all in Sunbird. Is it weird we still don't have lots of hero classes to complete the full race bonus team? Those will be trickling in over time. We're getting a new hero class, not this Friday, but the following Friday. The Friday I'm getting back from my trip. The July 5th? Yeah, July 5th. So yeah, we're getting a new mythic then. I mean, sorry, not... Yeah, we're getting a new mythic and a new hero class then. I was right. We're getting both simultaneously. A new mythic and a new hero class. Not this Friday, but the following Friday. This Friday's Bounty Hunter. The Friday after that is a new hero class, while also simultaneously getting a new mythic. And it's an okay mythic, nothing too over the top. It's a Red Guild War extremely defensive mythic. It's kind of like Stonehammer, except it's not Stonehammer. And it's built for Red Guild War Day. Worst Godslayer ever? I wouldn't say it's the absolute worst. Though it's probably pretty close. Because he does have immune to, like, Devour and stuff. Though then again, I don't think we're really running against any Devourers or anything like that. But yeah, he's pretty far down there. It's a pretty average raid troop. Some of the assisting options we have are good. Like, Apothecary is insanely good. But the troop itself, the raid troop, yeah, it's pretty underwhelming. Yeah, we can kill that with both. Let's throw that at him. That does most of the damage, and oddly enough, we'll kill it with Mang. That is actually enough. Isn't King Ironbear just better than the event troop? Not really. The event troop hits around 100 something onto the boss. This is overall hitting less. Plus, it's not doing as much to the boss specifically. It's hitting like what? Actually, we can get the exact. It's 24. It's hitting 55 damage. So that's a total of 110. However, this to the raid boss is doing like 100 something. So our High Forge is doing 110, whereas this is doing... Actually, let me check. Need to hit with that first. This is doing 170. So assuming you have it max, that's doing quite a bit more. It's doing around 60 damage more than your High Forge is. And of course, High Forge is splitting it among 2 enemies rather than all in one. And once again, he got moved somewhere where I can't actually do anything to him. That jumble is very annoying. Luckily, we can still clean it up with Mang, though it's going to get really annoying once we can't clean it up with Mang. It is actually getting in the way of our kills. So we have to do it because that's the only way we can apply that extra damage. Try to rush kill it. I'll take that over. We'll stun him so he won't be able to revive once we kill him. I will go drop that because we can. Should probably take the skull though. But oh well, we'll throw that down. Not that big a deal. Oh, that was an extra turn? Oh no. Could grab that for free then. Oh well, grab that. Hopefully he stays stunned. Luckily he was stunned on the other one, so we didn't have to worry about agile. And if he stays stunned, we won't have to worry about his 25% revive. Let's see, we'll take the blue over, take that skull, and we won. There we go. Let's see. Did the pets buff is applying everywhere without being equipped? Yes, all pets are always active everywhere, regardless of if they are equipped or not. Of course, they only apply their effect if it's applicable to your team, but they are always active, always, regardless of if you have them equipped or not. Equipping them is purely cosmetic. So why did I do that? I didn't have Mang down yet, nor... plus we already had all the mana. Whoops. Let's see. Let's go and get a Mang down. Not too big a deal, though. Well, let me click. Click already. There we go. Better not take that yellow. He did. There's a chance he might escape. He's trying. He's definitely trying. Next Mang's definitely going to have to go on Valraven, that's for sure. I can move that over. Yeah, skull to kill Zugoff. That'd be great. No extra turns, right? No way to cascade into anything. Actually, let me grab that. So we'll do that. Get a Mang down onto his last slot there. Take the skull over. Apparently double skull. I'll take it. Any apothecary? No. Any drops? No. I guess we just go for Forge. Actually, you know what? Let's take blue first. Oh, good. Good thing we did. We just grab that. I apothecary that actually, but oh well, never mind. I did the right decision. Even though we had no way of that it would do that. There we go. Like, I guess we'll get one more raid battle in real quick. And leave the rest for later. Let's see. Move the other thing over. If anyone has any other questions, let me know. We can answer that for the rest of the time. Because I don't want to dip into Salty's stream. I'm actually not sure what she's covering today. It might not even be anything relevant. Because I don't believe she normally covers the bounty troop. Because that's the only thing that's coming this Friday. She might be covering the new hero class, though, that's coming out next Friday. Not this week, but the following Friday. Because we're getting 2 things the following Friday. We're getting a new faction. Or sorry, no, not the new faction. We're getting a new hero class, and we're getting a new mythic. The hero class, I believe, is average, and the mythic is basically just Red Guild War, and that's it. They're both pretty average then. But still, they might be slightly worth it. I'm not sure if I'm going to bother spending gems on this hero class, or if I do, it's just going to be up to emoji pack. And who knows, maybe I just won't do it at all. I don't know. Still contemplating on if I will or will not. I'll still be going over it regardless, of course. But I might skip this one for once. And just level it normally. Because I don't recall it being good enough to actually bother putting gems into. Because I don't recall an instance where, while it's like not bad, I don't recall an instance where it's actually going to work, where something else wouldn't work. Also, we haven't really gotten to use that mechanic yet, but Highforge does have the ability to summon a random dwarf every cast. So even if he starts killing out our team, we can keep replacing it with more. It's kind of a mixed bag what he'll summon, but there's some decent dwarves. The biggest thing he could possibly summon is Bloodhammer. Because that will convert all blues to Doom Skulls. Plus gives Doom Storm. What about the guy that converts all greens to brown instead? Off of Empowered? That could work. It would be a rush of mana. It would make it so our overall damage is less, but our Skull Rush would be as quick as ever. That could theoretically work. I'm not sure if we would need that much Rush Brown, though. Because we're already getting our Browns pretty easily. If anything, we almost need another troop to sink Brown into. Like a third one. Like replacing him with something that uses Brown. Even if it's literally just another high King Iron Gut. I mean, wow, I keep saying his name wrong. King Highforge. But even if it's just another King Highforge, I almost feel like changing into that. I think someone actually mentioned that earlier. I think that's what they might have meant when they said use Highforge instead. But yeah, we could go Mang, Apothecary, double Highforge. Or actually, not that order, but you do Mang, Highforge, Apothecary, Highforge. This 50% does not stack, unfortunately. So you'd still only start with half mana. However, you would be able to use his ability twice if you did that. And that would also make it so you have 2 summoners. So even if he hits your King Highforge, you would still have a King Highforge to summon other stuff with. Unfortunately, he cannot summon more King Highforges. That'd be amazing. But he can summon other stuff. He can summon one other dwarf that does summon as well, though. There's like a green-purple one that summons like 2 other dwarves. Not that relevant, but he can summon something that summons. It's only like 1 in 20 chance. I forget how many dwarves there are. It's pretty low. I don't know, we might try the double Highforge thing next time, tomorrow night, and see how it works out. Because if it keeps doing stuff like that, that can be slightly annoying. I guess it's somewhat good, but if it moves it to like 2nd slot, that's probably going to be the most annoying. Because then we can't hit it with Highforge, nor can we hit it with Skull. And that could start ruining some of the later battles. Potentially. The problem with Highforge, though, is he starts falling off pretty quick. Like, he might seem okay for damage now, but the deeper we go, the less effective he'll be. Because his boost ratio isn't going to get any higher. Because it's based on dwarves, and there's no way to make ourselves have more dwarves. This is the highest amount we could possibly have. One of those kind of boost ratios that don't really scale that well. Ones that scale based on stats and stuff tend to scale up really well. But things that are based on a static amount, like amount of gems on the board that you destroy, or how many things on your team or the enemy team, tend to be relatively underwhelming. They're really good in early game, but they're horrifically bad in the late game and end game. But anyways, was there any other questions anyone else had? Otherwise, I probably will be wrapping up right now. Let's go take our tribute. Let me go get the link for Salty. Let's see. Twitch.tv. Also, I might as well get the game for Games Done Quick, too, if you guys want to go watch that. But there's a stream for Salty. She'll be starting in around 8 minutes from now. And also, since I haven't been watching it any, I might as well get the link to the charity stream thingy. Hopefully it doesn't make any noise. Let me try muting it immediately. Mute. And here's the one to the charity stream. I have no clue what game they're currently doing. But here's the link for that as well. And I'll probably be catching it some if I have some free time this week. Always normally has some fun runs. But the first link that I posted is the one that's going to be doing Gems of War. And she'll probably have a few redeem codes soon. I'm not sure what she's covering. It's either the Hero class that's coming out 2 Fridays from now, or the Mythic. One or the other she's probably covering today. But anyways, guys, hope you all have a wonderful week. Oh, wait, there was one other question. I'm using Mang. Yes. Mang is generally the way you want to go, just so you can get a high amount of skull damage up and start killing very quickly. Also, if it becomes a lot bigger issue, you can also just run something with Stealthy so that Zugov can't hit your hero. So you get to keep the Mang damage, and then you can just use Dwarven Gates as its barrier option. That's something else that we might need to try messing around with. Like a Stealthy hero class, and just use the Dwarven Gates for its barrier. And work it down that way as well. You don't think it's worth it to upgrade the Mountain Crusher just for farming, right? No, it is worth it. Maxing out Mountain Crusher is definitely one of the most relevant legendary weapons to max. Initially, you would probably only get it to +5, however, or to +6 for the Brownstorm, I mean. However, you do eventually want to get it all the way to +9. It is, I don't believe it gets much of a benefit from 7 to 9. However, it's such a overused weapon that you generally just want to get it all the way max. But definitely at least to +6, because that's when it gets Brownstorm, if I'm not mistaken. So you get all the base stats plus Brownstorm. And that's the main thing that makes it really relevant, is destroying all Browns into a Brownstorm, because you constantly keep getting your Brown mana back and the extra turns off of it. Anyways, guys, hope you all have a wonderful week. I will catch you all later. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll be streaming the next few days at around about the normal time. Tomorrow night's stream will be about the same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday and Thursday, I believe, will be around a half an hour earlier. I'll try to post it a little bit beforehand, because I want to make sure I'm like completely done before 9. And other than that, this Friday, the morning stream, and if we do a little stream after that, will be the last streams for basically the next week. And starting Friday night into the entirety of the next week, I'll be not doing any streams at that point. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful week, and goodbye, everyone.